All right, welcome back to another episode of College Football Unabridged. Today we're going to talk about the Illinois Fighting Illini. We are going into year 6 under Brett Bielema here at Illinois. It's been a really good fit, really good culture fit, system fit. Been very productive there. One of the big changes this year is they're bringing in Bobby Hauck, coming over. He used to be Montana's head coach. He's going to be running the defense this year, so there's a little bit of change in that. Offensively, they're bringing in Caden Hauser. He's coming over from East Carolina. Been very, very good quarterback there. Last year, he completed almost 66% of his passes. For 3,300 yards and 19 touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. He also ran for another 9 touchdowns, so a little bit of dual threat ability. Just a dynamic quarterback, really good numbers. Is that going to translate over to the Big Ten? We have to see. But he's putting up pretty good numbers. East Carolina. They return. Khalil Valentine and Aiden Lowry back at running backs for the running back room. Colin Dixon had 5 touchdowns last year. He's returning at receiver. Hudson Clement is returning too. They also add Florida Atlantic transfer and Jay-Sean Platt. So have some depth there. Defensively, again, bringing in Bobby Hauck, he's going to be running a 3-3-5 defense. So it's a little going to be aggressive. They lost 5 defensive rotation guys and starters, so they lost a lot on that side of things. But they are bringing in Penn State's Carter Jenke. Along with Washington State, Connor Sullivan. So they bringing in some guys who have some experience to fill in the gaps, and you're also making a transition in defense. So see who emerges in that system and who fits best. They're returning a lot on the secondary, which is great. They bring back Xavier Scott, Matthew Bailey, Juice Clark. And they also added a JUCO corner in Jaquan Morris. So, the defense overall looks pretty good. In the back end, the defense looks pretty good. If the front end of the defense can kind of get going, secondary looks great. It's a little bit of transition with the offense, but I think Hauser is a solid quarterback. Get everything going that direction. Bielema's... You're going to run the ball. I mean, you're going to be that typical Big Ten style. So you hope returning the running backs help a lot. Last year had a really good season, went 9-4. Somehow Illinois going 9-4 was just kind of under the radar, I guess, with Indiana doing what they were doing and everybody else having pretty good seasons in the Big Ten. This year they start off at UAB, then they got Duke. Southern Illinois, and then they got to go at Ohio State. Then they get Purdue, at Michigan State, Oregon, at Maryland, Nebraska, at UCLA, Iowa, at Northwestern. Pretty workable. Nothing. I mean, you got Ohio State and you got Oregon. The rest of it's winnable games. I mean, you have teams in coaching transitions. Kind of some unknowns at quarterback and some of that stuff, but that Ohio State game and the Oregon game, and Oregon game's at home, so that's a plus. They competed pretty well with Ohio State last year, but you need to be able to bridge that gap a little bit. Take that next step. And they can, if they can get the pieces in. Maybe not this year with some of the transition, but like to see how they do this year. 9-4, it might be a little bit out of reach, but schedule's manageable. So get into a around 8 wins. They could possibly get into that 9 win range. But just put it around that 7-8 win, um, with potential for more depending on how everything comes together with the quarterback and front end the defense.